Hello and welcome to Thursday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where we have a brand new puzzle from an old friend of the channel today to have a look at in the middle of a thunderstorm, no less. This is called Killers in Hiding, and it's by none other than Aspartagcus, Aaron Leday, who's been with us making puzzles for years and years. I think we might have done our first Aspartagcus puzzle 2020 would be my guess. It could even be earlier than that, believe it or not. And Aspartagcus is somebody I admire greatly because he has actually a few other constructors in the Sudoku world. They have unusual brains. Aaron's brain is definitely unusual. He sees things in a strange way, and that means he can set fantastic puzzles. And if you just take a look at the puzzle on the screen, you'll notice it has a very, very unusual feature. It is completely rotationally symmetrical. What do I mean by that? Well, I mean that if we were to imagine a spindle poked through the very center of the grid, and imagine you spun the grid around 180 degrees on that spindle, you would end up, everything would be in the same place. So a question that we could ask in that situation is, why does this puzzle have a unique solution? Now that must mean it has a strange or a slightly unusual rule set, and indeed it does. It's a little twist on Killer Sudoku, nothing major, but it's just enough that I can sort of see in my brain that the logic isn't going to be completely symmetrical, i.e. what you do up here may not be exactly the same as what, so that cell is the equivalent of that cell, isn't it? Those cells do have a slightly different property according to the rules in this puzzle, and that might mean, well, probably does mean that because this puzzle will have a unique solution, that Aspartagcus is able to construct a unique solution from this grid. And I think it's got 3 stars out of 5 for difficulty. I did find it on Logic Masters earlier on today, and the comments, as you might expect, were splendid. So this is what we're going to have a go at in today's video, and we'll read the rules together in a moment or two's time. Now, a few other things to mention before we kick off today. There is a bonus video on the channel, one of the very longest videos we've ever actually released. It's this puzzle here, Connected Cities by Jane Street. That video was released at 10 o'clock this morning, and it is 3 hours and 10 minutes long, and I make no excuses for that. Mark actually tested this puzzle for Jane Street, and I think it took Mark even longer than it took me, and I can well understand why, because if you don't get off to an okay start, you might never finish it. But it's very, very clever and super interesting. So if you like our longer videos, you can check out the video. If you like really hard puzzles, I do think that is quite difficult. That's lightning outside. Yeah, that you can find the link to that puzzle under that video. So check that out. I'll try and remember to put a link on the screen. Oh, hopefully you can hear that. That is thunder pealing away in the sky. Now, what else do I need to mention, though? Other things. Oh, yes, let's talk about Patreon, because we haven't done a catch-up on Patreon for a couple of days. Over on Patreon, we've got our monthly competition running, themed on Spider-Man. You've got to solve 8 puzzles, 8 Sudoku puzzles in all, and if you can do that, you'll be in with a chance of winning the competition, which will be the chance to come onto the channel and solve a puzzle. So if that might appeal, let's see how many solves we've had now. So we were at 529. We were at 529, and we're now at 615. My internet speed has gone practically to 0 at the moment. Mark was complaining yesterday because I uploaded yesterday's Rat Run puzzle, which was Marty Sears, amazing again, 37th edition. But the video was just over 2 hours long. It took 3.5 hours for that to upload to YouTube. That is the antediluvian internet speed I'm working with at the moment. It's just appalling. It is appalling. There's no other words for it. How can, in the middle of Surrey, the upload speed be about 1 megabyte per second or something? Anyway, I digress. So we've had 615 solves of all the puzzles, and 1,504 what are you talking about? Or 1,504 solves of Green Goblin. So you've still got loads of time. Closes on the 20th. Do have a go, and good luck. If you've not attempted any of the puzzles yet, you'll easily get through them in 6 days. So if you get cracking, you could certainly win the competition. Now, weirdly, I've got no birthdays to do today. Isn't that strange? So yesterday I had loads of birthdays. Day before I think I had even more than that. But today, no birthdays. I know tomorrow I've got quite a few birthdays as well. But it's a 2-video day tomorrow, isn't it? In fact, it's a 3-video day tomorrow because I've just recorded Minute Cryptic for today, which will come out tomorrow. And I wasn't able to achieve a short time on that for reasons that you'll be able to see. Anyway, so tomorrow there should be a crossword video. There should be a Minute Cryptic video, and hopefully there'll be a Sudoku video too in the evening. Anyway, I think that's everything. Probably is. Let's have a look, shall we? A Killer's in Hiding by Aaron Lee Day, also known as Aspartagcus. What do we have to do? Looks like normal Sudoku rules applying. So we're going to have to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. Now, it then says hidden sum killer cages. Digits in a cage may not repeat and sum to the 2-digit number in the 2 leftmost cells in the top row of that cage. So I think what that's saying is that we look at those 2 digits, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and they will be, so say this was 8, say this was 37. I think that would be saying that those 8 cells sum to 37. I'm trying to think what else they could be. Could they? They could be higher than that. Could be something like 42. I was going to put 42 in. 42. That might work. So that would mean they sum to 42. I'm trying to avoid things I can see won't work. But so something like that is how I think that we have to interpret the rules. And that they are all the rules. They are all the rules. So you can sort of see how how the symmetry might break, because effectively what we're saying is that all of these positions have a certain extra property. There's an extra logic applying to all those cells in the grid, which is and those cells are certainly not symmetrical around that central spindle that we talked about earlier. Do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual, but now I get to play. Let's get cracking. It looks like we've got to use the secret, doesn't it, to get cracking? Probably. So what I'm thinking of, don't worry if you don't know the secret of Sudoku, it's something I share with only my very favourite people, but those people definitely include people who watch these videos. So the secret of Sudoku is that row there, because it must contain the digits 1 to 9 once each, because of the rules of Sudoku, those digits sum to 45. So what we know is that those 2 cells, which are effectively the tens digits of their 2 numbers, so if we sort of label these 2 numbers, give them a colour each, these 2 digits are obviously the tens digits in these double-digit numbers. So or maybe we, I don't know, I'm trying to think about the best way to explain this. Yeah, let's do it a slightly different way, actually. I'm going to look at the units digits just for a second, because we know that the sum of those units digits must be 5 or 15, because the number for the overall row is 45. So these 2 digits either sum to 5 or they sum to 15. Now, if they summed to 15, these 2 digits would have to sum to they'd have to sum to 3, because they would be contributing 30's worth of number, because these are in the tens digits, and then 15 more would get us to 45. Now the alternative is that these add up to 5, in which case these have to add up, and that doesn't work. That's lovely, actually. Even that is lovely, isn't it? So what I'm saying here is, let's just think this through. if these two cells added up to 5, let's say 2, 3, then these two cells ought to add up to 4 in order that they were contributing 40 of the 45. But we can't make that happen, because for these two to be 4, they have to be 1 and 3. Now, how could we then make these two digits, these two, add up to 5? We couldn't use 1, 4, and we couldn't use 2, 3. There would be no way to do it. So in fact, these actually do add up to 15. So they are either 6, 9 or 7, 8. And these must add up to 3, i.e. 30 in their tens digits position. So they are a 1, 2 pair. Now, can we do that again in this box? The thing is, we don't know what that is, do we? Let's just think that through. So let's make that X for a moment. So that is X. So we know that those two cages add up to 45 plus X. That feels very complicated. I don't quite know what to think about that. It doesn't feel like there's any natural maths we can do. Those two plus those two in terms of their sort of totals minus X equals 45. Not sure. That feels complicated. Oh, I know what we can do. Should we do the bottom row? Yeah, okay, that's something I need to get into my head, isn't it? But we've talked about the symmetry, so I might as well use it. Right, exactly the same logic must apply in the bottom row. These, we've worked out it's impossible that the units digits sum to 5, so they're going to have to add to 15. Let's give them colours again. And these are going to have to be a 1, 2 pair. So now I've got a 1, 2 pair in column 1, which is going to affect the size of this digit now. Can't be a 1 or a 2. So that's a 3 or a 4 then. Because it can't be a 5, can it? Because those would add up to 50 something. This has to add up to 30 something or 40. So it can't add up to 40 something actually. So maybe we do need to go back to X, because if that cage added up to 40 something, these 3 digits should add up to 5, and the minimum 3 different digits can add up to in Sudoku is 6, and these certainly can't even add up to that. So that must be a 3. So this is what we're considering. 30 something plus, well, hang on a moment. I felt like Rod Stewart then. Was that? what's that's a song about? Give me a dime so I can call my mother or something. Where's that come from? That was a song that used to get played to me in the car when I was in. We used to have a Renault 4 and go on very long car journeys sometimes, and I would be forced to listen to Rod Stewart. Actually, I do quite like Rod Stewart. I like First Cut is the Deepest, Maggie May, dum da dum dum da dum dum. Oh, hang on, that's interesting. Let me just think about that. Why have I got distracted? I really wish I hadn't as well, because I can't. Hang on, it's something like that, isn't it? Sorry. Dum da dum dum da da dum. What's that final chord? This is not the point of it. Dum da dum da. can't figure it out. Oh, it's that one. Oh, okay, so... something like that. Anyway, that is a total and utter nonsense, and I apologise to everybody who's been made to listen to that, and I've got totally distracted, and I really shouldn't. Wake up, Maggie. Wake up, Simon. Dear. Okay, no. Oh, I know what I was going to think. I was going to think about this cage. Yeah. Here is an obvious point about this cage, which I didn't see at all, which is this. This digit is the units digit for the sum of those 4 digits. So it sort of counts for itself. Imagine this was 26. This would be a 6, and it would count 6. So these 3 digits would have to add up to the rest of the total, which would be 20. You can't make 3 digits in Sudoku add up to 20 if one of those digits is a 2. So that is a 1. Always. And these 2 cells are going to... Now that same logic applies, but these 3 digits add up to 10. So this... Hang on, this is a 2. So this is either... Well, it's either 3, 6 or 4, 5. Now we're getting... It's getting much more congested, isn't it? For instance, if that's a 5, how would that work? Then we would be saying that these cages summed all together to 50 and those would account for 40, so those would add up to 10. It's almost difficult to do. But if that's a 4, we're saying 54, so these should add up to 54, so they should add up to 14. Hang on. No, that cannot make that much difference. What are you talking about, you silly man? Hang on. If that's 5, these add up to 50. No, 4. No, what am I talking about? If that's 4, these have to add up to 49. That's 40, so these would add up to 9. Oh, that would be... So these add up to 10, 9, or 8 is what we've just learnt. Not sure I can rule any of those out, which is most distressing. Maybe 3, 6 doesn't work, because then 48 means these have to add up to 8. And I think this would be a 6, 2, and that would be 2 6s in the row. Maybe, I mean, I think that's true, isn't it? So what I'm saying there is quite complicated, but if that's 3, I'm saying that these, because this box adds up to 45, 45 plus 3 is 48, so these numbers should add up to 48. That's 40, so these should add up to 8. Well, they can't be 7, 1, because the 1 would repeat. They can't be 8, 0, or 9, minus 1. That's just ludicrous. So it have to be 6, 2. But those 3, remember, have to add up to 10. So this would be 6 as well. So we'd get 2 6s. I mean, it's really complicated, but I think it's true. It does mean this is now a 4, 5 pair, because these 2 had to add up to 9 with this one. And I suspect this has to be quite a low digit. So let's just work that through. So if this was 5, I think it's got quite a lot of options. I think this would have to be, these have to add up to 10, because this would be 50. So these have to add up to 10, because they also account for 40 of the 50. If this is 4, we're at 49. So these add up to 9. So 9 would be out, 8, 1 would be out, 7, 2 would be the only way of doing it. So this is 2 or 4. Yeah, I'm not sure. Hang on a minute. Isn't the property that we've identified for this one the same as this one? In the sense that this is a number, it certainly can't add up to 30 something, because 3 would be part of the sum, and 3 would require these to add up to 27, which won't work. So if it was 20 something, well, it can't be 20 something number anyway, but imagine it was, this digit is so say it was 26 again, this would be a 6, so those 3 should add up to 20, including a 2. It doesn't work. This is a 1. And these two now add up to, that's nearly good. These two add up to 9. Well, they can't be 1, 8. They can't be 3, 6. So they are either 2, 7 or 4, 5 again. So let's give that a colour. Let's give all of these, everyone we've considered, we should allow ourselves to do dominoes for. And take your own advice. Oh, yes. Take your own advice, Simon. So I'm going to copy this logic for 4-cell horizontal cages into that cage and that cage. The same logic must apply. So that's 1, that's 2, which I could have got using the 1 by Sudoku here. That's 1. So 1 is in one of those. This can't be a 1, can it? You can't make 6 different digits add up to a 10-something number, because 6 different digits in Sudoku, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 is 21. So this has to be at least a 2. So that's 2 or 3. It can't be 4, because for the reasons we discussed before, 40-something here plus would require these to only add up to 5, which is impossible. Okay. So that digit is at the top of a big heptomino, which, well, it's going to be a 3 or a 4. We probably know which one. If it was 4, what would we be saying? We'd be saying that, no, it's not a 4. It's not a 4 for this reason. If we're saying those 7 cells add up to 40-something, and this number can't be a 0, so it would have to be 43, wouldn't it? Because 7 different digits don't add up to 45, because we know 9 different digits in Sudoku from the secret add up to 45. So this would have to be 43, which would mean that the 2 digits missing would sum to 2. Well, they can't both be 1, so this has to be a 3. And this is, okay, and that's going to take all the pressure off, because now whatever this is, say this was 37, say, then we would be missing 2 digits from this cage, which summed to 8. Now, 3 is in one of those 3 cells, whoopsie, in box 3, just by Sudoku. 1 is in one of these cells. Oh, 1 can't be the tens digit. This is an 8-cell cage. We looked at that when we were doing our examples earlier. In fact, that's a 4. This is an 8-cell cage. So the triangular number for 8, i.e. the sum of 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8 is 36. So this is at least 36, but can't be more than 45. So the tens digit has to be a 4. That takes 4 out of that cell, which takes 5 out of that cell, because remember we worked out these had to add to 9. So we've looked at this one. We've looked at this one, but this digit is going to be, if it was 41, no, that's lovely. It's not 41, because this is an 8-cell cage. So imagine it was 41. What would the digit? There are 8 different digits in this. We know 9 different digits sum to 45. So which digit is missing from this cage if it sums to 41? It's the 4, but the 4 isn't missing. It's there. So it's not 41. So that's a 1. That doesn't get me the 1 in box 9. This is probably a 2 then, is it? Can't be a 0, so it has to be a 2. It can't be a 45 cage. So now this cage doesn't have 3 in it. So the 3 in box 6 has to be not in the cage. Actually, the 2 and the 4 can't be in the cage either. So they're 2, 3, and 4 because we can't repeat the 2 and the 4 in the cage. So that's a 2, 3, 4 triple out of absolutely nowhere. Now, oh wait, that's now 5. So that's a 4. So this is a 5, this is a 4. Now we can do some maths, can't we? Because now I know that box 1, 45, plus 5 is 50. So these two, so purple plus grey is equal to 50. We've got 40 there. So this digit is... Oh, no, I know. Look, this is a... Well, the point is, these add up to 10. And they can't be 1, 9 or 3, 7 or 4, 6. So they are 2, 8. And we know the order. It's beautiful, isn't it? And we know those two add up to 15. So that's now a 7. And I know that these digits are 3, 6, 9. And I think my excursion into Maggie May hasn't really... Well, it probably slowed me down a bit, but not hugely. So now... These are 6 and 9 in the row, I think. But we can probably do more. I haven't ever looked at this cage. I haven't really looked at this cage either. But what do you think we do next? 1 is in one of those 3. Now, it can't be there again, because this is at least a 30 or a 40 cage, isn't it? Because it's 8 different digits. So this is a 3 or a 4. Now, let's be careful, because I almost used that 3 corner mark there, because it was in this cell as well. So I almost used it to say that had to be a 4, which would have been incredibly... well, it wouldn't have been logical. It might turn out to be true, but it wouldn't have been logical. If this is a 4, then this digit can't be a 1. So we'd be looking at something like 43 or 42 like this one, and missing out a 2 or a 1 from the cage. Not a 2 or a 1, a 2 or a 3, sorry. Oh, does it have to have 1 in it? Maybe that's the simple point. Yeah, the only way this 8-cell cage is missing a 1 is if it's summed to 44, which it can't do because that would break Sudoku. So it does have a 1 in it, and the 1 can be placed. That's lovely. This is a lovely puzzle. I proclaim it to be lovely. Much better than my playing of Maggie May. Now, where is 1 in this box down here? One of 2 places I'm going to claim. Where is 2 in this box? One of those places. Where is 3 in box 5? It can't repeat in its own cage. So it's in one of 3 places. It still can't repeat in its own cage, so it's quite low down in column 5. Oh, what are these digits? 6, 8, 9. So this box adds up to 36, 38, or 39. But this was the 7-cell cage, wasn't it? So it's missing 2 digits then that either sum to 6, if this was a 9, 7 if it was an 8, or 9 if it was a 6. Okay. This is probably really straightforward if I just look at the right place here. Not doing a very good job of that, am I? Where do you think you look next? Not got a clue. Do I have to think about this cage? I don't know. Oh, Well, no, I do know, don't I? Hang on. Let's think about this. So I've got a 1 here. So, yeah, so we can do some maths on this, because that means that I know that these two numbers sum to 46. So, and that does it straight away. That's beautiful, actually. It's really straightforward at the moment you have the right thought. How could this be a 3? These two tens digits would sum to 4, so 40, and these two would have to sum to 6, which they definitely can't because this is too big. So that has to be a 2. So this isn't a 2. Now this is a 2. I've got a 3-4 pair in this box. And in row 4, so this isn't a 3. I doubt this can be 21. But let's just check that, because now, okay, so now we've got 30 in those digits, which means these two digits have to add to 16 to make my 46. So they have to be a 7-9 pair. It's gorgeous, isn't it? Now that places 1, look. Might place, yeah, seems to place 1 in box 6. And that places 1 in box 5. How many 1s have we got? I want to say all of them, which is good. Now, remember in the bottom row, we need to be careful there, don't we? Because this digit plus that digit's meant to equal 15. So this digit is now even. That is 6 or 8. It's not 8. So that's lovely. That's 6. So this is 9. This is 7. This is 7. This is 8. This is not 9 by Sudoku anymore. 7 is in one of these two cells. Again, by that fair-weathered friend Sudoku. These two digits have to add up to 9, because again, we know those 3 add up to 10. And we're not using, so this is 4, 5, isn't it? Because we're not using 1, 8, 2, 7 or 3, 6. So that 4, 5, and we know the order, but we don't get a 3 in the corner there, but we could get one here. That's the last opportunity. This 4 is giving me a 3 and a 4, which makes this one have to be a 3 now. That's a 3 in the middle bottom. I feel like we've done loads of 3ing in them. Oh, no, I've immediately killed my 3 in the corner opportunity. Right, what are those digits? 3, 6, 8. Seem to be. And that's not 3. And that's not 8. And that one we don't seem to know about. But 3, if that's 3, 6, 8, that's popping a 3 into this cell. These two digits are a 7, 8 pair in the bottom row. This isn't a 2 anymore, look, because of this 2. Oh, I tell you something. This is an 8-cell cage that sums to 30-something. So it's got all the numbers in it. It must have a 2 in it, is the point. If it didn't have a 2 in it, it would sum to 43. It definitely doesn't. So that's going to have to be where the 2 goes. Doesn't. Oh, sorry, I want to do a cornered 2 mark there. Look at that little pattern of 2s. That's annoying. But this cage has no 2 in it now. Okay, so hang on. What was the... This is missing 2 digits that summed to either 6, 7, or 9. 6, 7, or 9, and it doesn't have a 2 in it. So it also doesn't have a 4, 5, or a 7 in it. A 4, 5, or a 7. I don't know what that means, but what I can tell you is that the digit missing from that collective is that digit. That is a strange way of thinking, but you can see that this digit, it can't live in this cage at all. and it's not equal to 2, which is one of the digits not in this cage. So it must be the other digit that's not in that cage. It can't be 3 because it sees all of those cells. So another way of thinking about that point is that there's 6 different digits. That's the 7th. That 3 is the 8th, and the 2 is the 9th. That's sort of an extra region. So this digit is 4, 5, or 7, I think I said. Right, okay, but that digit is also part of a complement in this cage that sums to 10. So, 7, 2 works. That's really annoying. It's 2, 4, or because this might be 4, 5 pair, or it's a 2, 7 pair. But 4 can't go in that one, so 5 can't go in this one. So I've got this down to 4 or 7. Now that's going to have an effect on that digit. But what? Okay, which digit is it missed out? So 5 is now. So what we've now learned is that 2 and 5 is not missing from this cage. Because if 2, 5 was missing, this would be the 5. So the 2 digits missing don't sum to 7, which means this digit is not 8. And that's a 6, 9 pair, so this is an 8. That's extraordinary. So this is 6, 9. Oh, but hang on. The digit missing is that digit. So that digit has to appear in this cage. So that sort of yellow digit there must be there, which is a peculiar point. Those 2 digits are the same digit. And that digit goes over there. I'm going a bit. I think I'm going a bit nuts here in terms of how I'm thinking about this. Here's a much easier question. Where is 3 in box 7? The answer is there. Sorry, a bit of an interruption there. And I hope it's still beeping, but I hope you can't hear that. But my burglar alarm's just gone off, which is not great given I'm in the house. But it makes the most almighty racket. So I've gone down and I've turned off the alarm, but it's still beeping. I don't know why. But that was not very good. Yeah, I think I'm. Oh, this is terrible. I need to try and get something done in this puzzle and get it finished off, and then just try and try and go and deal with this. Now my watch is buzzing because it's like a monitored alarm, and they're like, "What's going on?" Right. Anyway, what were we doing? We were writing a 3 in there. How do we get that? That's just Sudoku. All right, I can understand that. And we were doing quite well, weren't we? We'd done a bit of work on many things, and the way we were going to proceed was by I can't remember. That digit was the digit missing from this cage. So don't know what that means. I've not filled in this total. So okay, that's an 8-cell cage. So this digit is Maverick's flying over. That can't be a 5, can it? Because 35 would mean the digit missing from the 8-cell cage would be a 10 to get up to 45. So that is a high digit. It's 6, 7, 8, or 9. And so if it's 36, the digit missing would be 9. If it's 37, it would be 8 missing. If it's 8, it would be 7 missing. If it's 9, it would be 6 missing. So the digits missing from this cage. No, the sum of that digit and the missing digit is 15. Right, so that means that this cage has 4 and 5 in it. I don't think that does anything. So that little tetromino there of tetrusness contains 4 and 5. I could do this. Oh, whoopsie. Could do that. I mean, it's true, it's just a crossbox corner mark, which I don't really want to make. Oh. Yeah. This adds up to 9, doesn't it? So it could be 4, 5. With that 4, 5, that would put 4, 5 here. Which... we'd actually even know the order. If that was 4, 5, we'd know the order of this 4, 5, because you couldn't put the 4 there. Because if this was a 4, combine it with this 4, where are we putting the 4 in this box, given we can't repeat it in the cage? It would have to be not in the, it would have to be there, which would clash. So if this is 4, 5, it's going to go 4, 4, 5, and that's going to mean... oh, I don't know. I mean, that looks like it might work. All right, let's think about that being 2, 7. That would make this a 7 and this an 8. And if this is a 7, that would not be a 7. So this cage would have to have an 8 in it, which would have to be in one of those 3 cells. Oh, I don't know that. That doesn't seem right either. Oh, I've lost my train of thought, haven't I? I've lost my marbles altogether. So... I don't know, it's hard to see where this digit doesn't matter, because that's just the units digit for that cage. I don't think... it feels like this cage is the thing that's under most pressure. That digit can't be 4 or 5, because that tetromino has 4 and 5 in it. So that digit is high. Because if it was 4 or 5 there, you couldn't put 4 or 5 in that tetromino. So that digit is 7, 8 or 9, I think. It's not 8, actually. It's 7, 8 or 9. Can't be 8 because of the 8 there, so that's 7 or 9. But we don't know, or at least I don't know, whether it has to make an appearance in this cage. If it did now, it would have to be there, wouldn't it? And that's possible, though. That's the most intelligent thought I've had since the post-burglar alarm situation. PBA. But that digit, that can't repeat. So that digit is in one of those 2 cells, isn't it? I think. So that digit... how does that work? Can we do something intelligent with that? I'm not actually sure. I'm not actually sure. Okay, let's think that through. Let's think it through slowly. This could be 4 or 5, though, I think. Okay, maybe this column is where I'm meant to look, actually. 4, 5, 7, 9. So that digit is 4, 5, or 9. That's just a truth. It's almost certainly a 4 or a 5, I think. Now, how do we think? How am I meant to consider this? If 4 in this box is a bit restricted. I mean, it's not very restricted, but it's in one of 3 positions. I think it's very likely to be in the cage. I just can't quite... if it's there... it's actually not there, but that's not a very easy point. Oh, that's horrible. Oh, but maybe that is the point. Maybe it's a different point. I've not thought about this at all. But where's 5 in row 8 is a question that does exist in the world. It has to be in row 8 somewhere. Now this 5 means it's not there, so it's in one of those two cells. But if I make this a 4, then I'm saying this is not a 4-5 pair. This would have to be the 7-2 pair. But then there's nowhere for 5 in the row. So that is not a 4. So 4 is in the cage here. So 4 is in one of 2 places. Now that's good. That's actually really good. Right, that's really strange. Okay, but this has done something. So the fact that 4 is in the cage down here allows us to ask the question, where is 4 in this box? Because it can't repeat in the cage. This 4 and this 4. Yeah, I think that was probably an easy way of doing that, but that's forced the situation with 4s. Oh, no, well, nearly. It's very nearly forced the situation with 4s. Now, this column now needs 5s, 7s, and 9s. Oh, right, so where's 8? Has that been available the whole time? Where's 8 in box thingy? Box 7. There is the answer. 8, 7. So this is now, so this is 4, 5, which means that's a 5 by Sudoku. So this is 7, 9, and that should be a doable digit. That's a 2. So that's unwound all our 2s. These are 6. Look at this row. 6, 8, 9 to place, but we've got a 6, 9 pair there, so that's got to be 8. Now, hopefully this will do something magical. He says that's not 5 anymore. And this, okay, yes, it has, because this is the missing digit now, along with 2 from the elongated Z cage. So that being the case, we know 6 is the total of the digits missing, so the sum of the cage is 39. So 9, 6, 6, 9, 9 by Sudoku. Now this isn't a 9. So 6 has to appear in that cage, I think is what that means. I can't quite remember. That's now 9. That's 7. That's 7. That's 9. So these 2 digits are 6 and 5, 6 pair. Doesn't seem to be resolved. This isn't 8 anymore. So this, right, so 5, 6, and 7 are what we need to place in column 3. So, right, so the digit now, this is important. 9 by Sudoku is in this cage. Now remember, the sum of this digit and the missing digit was 15. So if this was 6, 9 shouldn't be in the cage, and yet it is. So this has got to be 7. And 8 is missing from the cage, which means that's 8. Now, so this is not 7 anymore. And we can presumably then, so these, well, yeah, here's an easy question. Where's 5 in box 4? It's a very clever puzzle, isn't it? It's just beautiful. This is a 6, 9 pair. Don't know the order, but let's put that in. These 2 digits are 5 and 6, which we know the order actually. 6 and 5. I'm sure I could work out the contents of. Well, let's just do it by columns. Oh, 4's just placed in the middle box. So what do we need? We need 5, 7, 8. So 8 goes there. 5, 7 pair. 39 must be right because it's missing 2 and 4. It's all done. 5, 7, 7. This is 6 because it sees 9 beneath it. So this is 3. This is 8, 6, 3, 6, 9, 9, 8, done. done. Beautiful puzzle. Yes, fantastic. Aspartagcus, take a bow, as always. So entertaining, so interesting, like loads of interesting stuff. Yeah, and a little bit of bad Maggie May in the middle. What more could you ask for? Let me know in the comments how you got on with the puzzle. I must go and work out what on earth's going on downstairs. Thanks so much for watching. Yeah, we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic. Bye now.